Hey guys, it's RX here and welcome back to my channel. We are back at it again with another Switch review and the grind don't stop. We have an interesting Switch today and let's all take a look and listen at the Betty Tactile Switch. A quick disclaimer before the video starts that the switches was sent by Vala Supply for a review, but I wasn't paid to make the video, and of course I'll give you guys my honest and unbiased opinion about the Betty switches. If you plan to purchase the switches, I'll put my affiliate link down below and check out Vala Supply's link on my description down below. Let's take a look at the switches. The switches were inspired by Beatrice from the anime ReZero, and the colors are based off of her. The switches were manufactured by Moyu Studios, featuring a dustproof stem and a LED diffuser for your RGB builds. The switches are sold in packs of 10, coming in at $6.40. Now breaking down the materials on the switches, it's a 5-pin switch with a polycarbonate top housing and nylon bottom housing, a long pole palm stem, a 62-gram double stage springs with a 3.5mm travel, and again with a LED diffuser. The switches will also come in with a light pre-factory lube. Now in today's video, it's going to be our usual, but we'll not be doing a stock versus lube comparison, as I want you guys to be the judge and hear how it performs out of the box with a pre-factory lube. But of course, we'll be doing some sound comparisons with other tactile switches. And speaking of the sound, please do keep in mind that every sound test or the sound and experience will always vary depending on your build and depending on your keyboard. Now for the sound test, of course, we'll be using our Vega 65 and I'll put my configurations down below. The keycaps for the sound test are the GMK Higanbana, which you can get at Vala Supply. Now if you want to hear my thoughts and opinion or the review about the Betty switches, please do stick around at the end of the sound test or feel free to check the timestamps. So with all that out of the way, please do enjoy the sound test on the Betty Tactile Switch. And that was the sound test for the Betty Tactile switches. Please do let me know on what you think about them on the comment section down below, and let's have some quick discussions. If you also made it up to this point of the video, I would like to say thank you for staying, and now let's talk about my thoughts and opinion about the Switch. Now let's talk about my thoughts on the feel. On stock, the pre-factory lube, I would say it wasn't that consistent as I expected it to be, as I felt that there are some parts that feels the lube was alright and sometimes it feels that it needs more lubing on it. But with that being said, somehow I still find them smooth and manageable to be used out of the box, as I didn't feel any scratches, leaf crunch that gives that raw plastic feeling when typing. So let's talk about the tactility itself. It has a very sharp tactility to it while having a very solid rounded bump. I would say that these are a bit harsh if it's your first time trying out a tactile switch, and I would say that it's almost a tad bit sharper than the U4Ts, but almost has the same feel in terms of the bump. Now, I also like how it feels with the 62-gram double stage spring, as it's having that snappier and more controlled feeling when typing. Now, the springs didn't feel that heavy, and would say that they are usable on a daily typing, but wouldn't really use them for gaming. But yeah, I would say in terms of the tactility itself, it's really strong on this Switch. Even though for me it's satisfying and it's up on my alley, I could say that this Switch has an acquired taste and not everyone would like it right away and would take a couple of days before getting used to it. Now, if ever you will be getting the Switches and would find the tactility a bit harsh for your preference, I would suggest that is the time to re-lube them to make it a bit more subtle. Now let's move on to my thoughts on the sound. On stock, I didn't hear any scratches or lift ping, although I can hear a bit of spring pings, but only if you actuate the Switch slow. And actually, it's barely noticeable. I think I'm just being nitpicky, but yeah, it sounds good out of the box nonetheless. Now, like what I've described on the feel, you can really hear how sharp the tactility is during the sound test. I would say it has that very loud and snappy clacky sound profile on our Vega. Now, I wasn't really a fan at first, as I tend to find the sound a bit harsh. Like, it took me a good 2 days before getting used to the sound profile, and with that being said, same on the feel, I really think that it's going to be an acquired sound or acquired taste in terms of the sound profile, and basically it would really heavily based off on your sound preference. Like, I have no other words to describe the Switch, but it just sounds a very sharp tactile Switch. Overall, with that being said, the Switches are very nice and quite refreshing to see in terms of their unique tactility. But I would strongly emphasize this again, that these have a very sharp tactility that some may find harsh, and as mentioned earlier, tactiles like this are really an acquired taste. The out-of-the-box experience though was still nice, even though with that small inconsistency, but to be fair, it was a light factory lube job. I can say that it's still manageable and smooth out of the box. I can also say that these are worth it if you are looking for a unique or a sharper tactility in the market, but wouldn't really suggest this if it's your first tactiles. Now, I highly suggest, as always on my videos and reviews, if you are curious about a Switch, you can get it a pack of 2 or 3 first so that you can try them out before committing into buying one for a full build. And that's it for the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed my review on the Betty Tactile Switch, and I hope you find this video helpful. If you do, please don't forget to like the video, as it really helps out my channel grow, and also comment your thoughts down below, as I always reply and I really want to have a small discussion with you guys. What's next? Well, we'll continue the Switch grind, and the full review for the Zoom 98 is coming soon, so please stay tuned for that. Again, don't forget to like the video, share if you want, and of course, subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys on the next sound test. Peace.